The first item in our order of the day paper for this morning is a report. It's a report of the 7-man panel constituted by the Honorable Chief Judge of Oyo State, Honorable Justice M.L. Abimbola, OIHA Health/09/83/22. Report of a 7-man panel constituted pursuant to Section 188, Subsection 4 of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended by Chief Judge of Oyo State, Honorable Justice M.L. Abimbola, to investigate allegation of gross misconduct against the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, His Excellency Engineer Olaniyan, Honorable Sanjo Adedoyin Onolapo, Wonder South, Majority Leader.
Majority Leader, please present the report.
Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleague, committee report. Report of a 7-man panel constituted pursuant to Section 188 Subsection 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended by the Chief Judge of Oyo State, to investigate allegation of gross misconduct against the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, His Excellency Engineer Olaniyan, Honorable Sanjo Onolapo Adedoyin, Wonder South, Majority Leader, and Honorable Akintunde Emmanuel Olajide Lagelu, PDP Chief Whip. Preamble. Pursuant to a resolution of the House on Wednesday, 6th of July, 2022, that the Chief Judge of Oyo State, Honorable Justice M.L. Abimbola, appoint a panel of 7 persons pursuant to the Section 188 of Section 4 of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. The resolution of the House was conveyed to Honorable Justice Mukhtar Abimbola, the Chief Judge of Oyo State, via a correspondent number LD9/126/Volume 4/1/83 dated 6th July 2022. Attached herewith is the report of the panel. To Right Honorable Speaker, Oyo State House of Assembly, Secretariat, Ibadan, Oyo State, dear sir, in the matter of the public hearing of the allegations against the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, His Excellency Engineer Olaniyan, by the 7-man panel set up by the Honorable Justice M.L. Abimbola, pursuant to Section 188, Subsection 4 of 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, as amended. Report of panel. Review of fact. Sometime and by a letter dated 31st January 2022 and marked Exhibit P3, one engineer Abdul-Jalili Adekunle Karim caused a petition titled "Complaint of Gross Abuse of Power / Office, Violation of Constitutional Right to Personal Liberty, Dignity of Human Person, Corruption, Criminal Breach of Trust, Fraudulent Misrepresentation of Facts, Criminal Intimidation and Harassment and Assassination of Character against Engineer Olaniyan, the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, to the Oyo State House of Assembly. In the pursuance of the alleged petition, SB P3, 26 honorable members of the Oyo State House of Assembly, whose names are detailed and listed on the letterhead paper of Oyo State House of Assembly, caused a notice of allegation of gross misconduct against the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Olaniyan, to be issued against the Deputy Governor, and same addressed to the Right Honorable Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly. The said notice called upon and demanded that the Honorable Speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly cause the petition and the allegation contained therein to be sent through the clerk of the Oyo State House of Assembly to the Deputy Governor, His Excellency Engineer Olaniyan, SCB P2, and demanding for his response to the allegation, among others. Consequence upon the failure and on the refusal of the Deputy Governor to respond to the allegations, the Oyo State House of Assembly thereafter wrote a letter to the Chief Judge of Oyo State Judiciary, consisting of a 7-man panel committee to investigate and determine the veracity of the allegation against the person of Deputy Governor of Oyo State, His Excellency Engineer Olaniyan. In pursuance of the Oyo State House of Assembly instruction, the Chief Judge of Oyo State inaugurated and sworn in a 7-man panel on 14 July 2022, name listed below as Chief Kayode Molade, Chairman. Princess Olaniyan Olusegun, Member. Number 3, Reverend Father Patrick Ademola Akinjo, Member. Number 4, Chief Lawa Adekunle Dauda, Member. Number 5, Chief Mrs. Wuraola Adepoju, JP, Member. Architect Adebisi Soyombo, Member. Number 7, Alhaji Tirimisiyu Akewusola Badmus, Member. To investigate the veracity of the allegation against the Deputy Governor as contained in Exhibit P1, P2, and P3. The panel, after its inauguration on 14 July 2022, immediately commenced its first sitting and thereafter formulated its own practice direction to guide all parties in the conduct of the proceeding before it. The panel again ordered that summons be issued on the party charged before it to appear before the panel on 15 July in accordance with paragraph 2 and 3 of its practice direction, which was also ordered to be served along with the summons. It is important to note that paragraph 2 of the aforesaid practice direction provide the panel shall sit day to day at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. including Saturdays, as shall be directed by the panel from the commencement of sitting till the conclusion of its hearing at the special space room provided for it by the Honorable Chief Judge of Oyo State, Honorable Justice M.L. Abimbola, unless needy and compelling circumstances are required and compel otherwise. While paragraph 3 provide that the panel reserve the right and power to summon the parties, i.e. complainant, so petitioner, and the respondent, defense to appear before it at any date as shall be deemed necessary upon inauguration for the purpose of providing and of defending the allegation petition referred to the panel. The panel thereafter adjourned its sitting and further hearing of the petition to 15 July 2022. On the next date of adjournment, i.e. 15 July 2022, while the petitioner was represented by a legal counsel, one Barrister Samuel Oyadoyin and one Mr. Hey Olabiyi, the Director of Legal Service of the Oyo State House of Assembly, the respondent the Deputy Governor was not present nor represented. However, it should be noted that a copy of the summons issued on the respondent reflected and confirmed that same was served on the respondent on the 15th of July 2022 in accordance with the paragraph 4 of the panel practice directions, thus compelling the panel to further adjourn its sitting to the next day, 16 July 2022. The panel again ordered that the hearing notice of the next date of adjournment be issued and served on the respondent Deputy Governor. On the following day, as adjourned, counsel of the petitioner, Barrister Samuel Oyadoyin, together with Barrister D.D. Onaseye, Ilesami Kalejaye, and John Adesola appeared as counsel for the petitioner, while the clerk of the Oyo State House of Assembly, one Mrs. Oludara Awe, represented the complainant. Oludara Awe represented the complainant. However, the respondent Deputy Governor was absent nor not represented by any legal representation, despite the service of the hearing notice on the respondent as reflected in the proof of service filed before the panel, which showed that the hearing notice was served on respondent on 15 July 2022 as ordered by the panel. On the application of the petition, counsel urged the panel to allow the petitioner to proceed with the hearing of the petition. The application was granted as the panel noted with utter dismay the deliberate refusal, disregard, and disrespect on the part of the respondent to appear before the panel, nor was the respondent represented by any counsel, despite the service of the hearing notice on the panel sitting on the respondent, which clearly violated paragraph 6 of the panel practice direction. It must be said that the panel is a creation of the statute and constitution provision, i.e. Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, and therefore must not be disrespected nor ignored by anyone, and the panel will not allow itself to be disrespected or ignored by anyone, including the respondent. The panel, in its decision to protect its integrity, finds solace in the decision of NIMB versus UBN 2004-52, Ransom of Nigeria in 121, where it was heard in ratio 5 doors Lose of respect for the court and constitutional authority quickly result in the destruction of our society. And it was on this premise that the panel granted the petitioner application to proceed on the hearing of the petition, while also noting the decision of the Supreme Court in the Governor of Lagos State versus Adeyiga 2012-30 of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, where the Supreme Court held in ratio 3 doors. Whenever a party has been given ample opportunity to ventilate his grievance in the court, but choose not to utilize same, he cannot be here to complain of the breach of his right to fair hearing, as what the court is expected to do by virtue of Supreme Court 36 1999 constitution of by the virtue of section 36 1999 constitution is provided a conducive atmosphere for the party to exercise their right to fair hearing. Indeed, the Mohammed Faso Kape 2001, that is national NWLR 50 710 and 700, it was heard where hearing notice is given to a party and he absent himself from court without excuse to the court does not wait for him indefinitely. Hearing. The panel commenced a definitive hearing of the petition by asking the petitioner to open its case. The petitioner first witness here referred to as PW1, the clerk of the Oyo State House of Assembly, was duly sworn in on the Holy Bible. PW1 confirmed to the panel of the existence of the complaint against the respondent, the deputy governor, authored by 26 honorable member of Oyo State House of Assembly and dated 17 June 2022. The aforesaid document was tendered and admitted as exhibit PW1. PW1 further confirmed that exhibit PW1 was conveyed and transferred to the deputy governor respondent via the respondent office, and same was acknowledged, and which document was tendered and admitted as P2. PW1 again informed the panel that despite the service of exhibit P2 on the respondent since 22nd June 2022, the respondent is yet to respond, deny or rebut the allegation contained in exhibit P2. Evidence of PW1 was thereafter closed. On the call for cross-examination by the respondent, there was none. The respondent's right of cross-examination was thereafter foreclosed, and the respondent was not before the panel nor represented by any counsel. The witness was accordingly discharged. Petitioner witness 2, PW2, also was called and sworn on the Holy Quran. He gave his name as Abdul Adekunle Katim Kaurim. He confirmed to the written a letter petition dated 34 January 2022 to Oyo State House of Assembly filed the Honorable Speaker. The letter of complaint was tendered and admitted as SVP 3, which detailed his complaint against the respondent. He confirmed that his company, Ayo Nigeria Limited, secured a contract with Oyo State government, but the respondent has been on his neck on the contract sum and not allowing him to execute the contract, but forcing and coercing him to divert the contract sum to his respondent's private pocket. He further confirmed payment of cash sum of 2,750,000 naira, 2,750,000 naira only, 3,500,000 naira only, and another 4 million naira to the respondent brother, one Mutailu, on the respondent instruction. He again informed the panel of the respondent intimidation, blackmail, and harassment consequence upon his refusal to further part and agree to the diversion of the contract sum awarded to his company, Ayo Nigeria Limited, to the private pocket of the respondent as instructed by the respondent. PW2 further informed the panel that the contract for the construction of the Deputy Governor Lodge could not be duly executed consequence upon the respondent greed, avarice, and abuse of his oath and office by insisting to personally collect the sum of 40 million naira only meant for the purchase of furniture for the new Deputy Governor Lodge into his private pocket. PW further testified that it was the respondent that caused the non-completion and execution of the contract due to the respondent's greed, corrupt practices, unlawful and illegal intention to divert the contract sum into his private pocket. PW2 further informed the panel of other harassment threat to life and the instigation of the detention of PW2 by EFCC at the instance of the respondent. PW2 case was thereafter closed and the witness discharged since there was no cross-examination of the PW2 by the respondent. Mr. Speaker, this colleague, PW3, the witness was sworn on the Holy Bible and gave his name as Samuel Adegboyega Badejo, the Director General Protocol to the Executive Governor of Oyo State. He tendered exhibits P4, P5, P6A, P6B, P6C, P6D, P6E, P6F, P6G, and P6H. Through PW3 exhibit P78, P7B, P7C, and P7D were also tendered. The witness further gave evidence and confirmed that exhibit P68 to P6G are WhatsApp message sent to the respondent mobile phone. On the instruction of the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, PW3 further confirmed to the panel that the message were delivered to the respondent phone and same read by the respondent. He again confirmed to the panel that the statute report on his phone confirmed that all the WhatsApp messages were delivered to the respondent phone and marked read. He further confirmed that despite all these messages to the respondent, the respondent refused to attend all events, occasions, and state gathering as listed in exhibit P7A to P7D in flagrant disobedience and insubordination to the order and instruction of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde. PW3 confirmed of his presence in all the state events listed in exhibit P7A to P7D, and he known as a fact that the respondent was not present. He further testified that the act of the respondent in disregarding the order of His Excellency amount to gross insubordination and misconduct on the part of the respondent, and further that the absence of the respondent to all the state events contained and listed in the exhibit P7A to P7D amount to absence from office and official duties. The PWC also asked the panel to indict the respondent as alleged. PW3 was thereafter discharged as there was no cross-examination of the witness PW3 by respondent who was neither represented nor present. Petitioner counsel thereafter all the panel to allow him address the panel on the total submission of the evidence led before the panel, which application the panel granted. Final submission address. Petitioner counsel submitted that the petitioner has called 3 witnesses and tendered 7 exhibits in support of his complaint. Counsel further submitted that, with specific reference to the first leg of the petition, that the petitioner has successfully proved same against the respondent in view of the P1, P2, and P3, which the respondent has failed to respond to, deny, or rebut. Counsel further urged the panel to attach unsaleable weight to the unchallenged evidence of the witness PW2. Counsel also submitted that despite the service of exhibits P1 and P2 to the respondent to date has not controverted nor denied any of the allegation complaint as contained in exhibits P1 and P2. He therefore urged the panel to indict and find the respondent guilty of the first leg of the petition and complaint. Petition through complaint. On the second and third leg of the complaint contained in exhibit P1 and P2. Counsel also urged the panel to consider and attach weight to the unchallenged evidence of PW3 and PW3 further evidence that the refusal of the respondent to attend all the state functions listed in exhibit P5, P7A to P7D, despite the clear instruction of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, and further that such disobedience amount to gross insubordination. Counsel therefore urged the panel to also indict and find as established this allegation complaint of gross misconduct, insubordination, and abandonment of official duty against the respondent. Panel resolution. It has been established before the panel that further to exhibit P3 authored by one engineer Abdul Adekunle Korim dated 31st January 2022. A complaint of gross abuse of power office, violation of constitutional rights to personal liberty, dignity, and human person, corruption, criminal breach of trust, fraudulent misrepresentation of fact, criminal intimidation, harassment, intimidation, and character assassination have been leveled against the respondent, who is the Deputy Governor for Oyo State. This panel hereby states from the onset that part of the complaint allegation to with violation of constitutional right to personal liberty, dignity of human right, fraudulent misrepresentation of fact, criminal intimidation, harassment, and the assassination of character were part of the complaint leveled against the respondent to this petition. However, the panel consider all these complaints as not being within the purview of the Section 188, Subsection 4 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria as amended, as they are personal civil wrong for which PW2 as complainant in SDB, PW2 can seek personal civil action to enforce, and therefore this panel has no jurisdiction to entertain save the allegation and complaint that border on gross abuse of power through office, criminal breach of trust. And it is on this set of complaint allegation that this panel above shall dwell home. It is also on record and established that further to SDB P1 notice of allegation of gross misconduct against the Deputy Governor for your state, Engineer Olaniyan, signed by 26 members of the Honorable Member of Oyo State House of Assembly, SDP2 dated 22nd June 2022, was issued and served on the respondent as evidence in SDP2, which clearly showed that same was received by the respondent office on same date, i.e. 22nd June 2022. It is important to note that by paragraph 5 of SBP P2, the respondent was requested to respond to same within 7 days of the receipt of the SBP P2. By the testimony of PW1, which is unchallenged and uncontroverted, it has been established that to date, the respondent is yet to file its response to the SBP P2. It is worthy to also note that by the whole evidence of PW1 on this fact, same was not controverted, rebutted, nor challenged by any cross-examination on the part of the respondent, who deliberately absented himself before the panel without any excuse or justification, and in total disregard of paragraph 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the practice direction of the panel. Again, the panel has noted further to the absence of both parties to the petition at the first sitting of 14 July 2022. The panel order and call summon to be issued on both the petitioner and the respondent, summoning them to appear before the panel on 15 July 2022. On the said date, 15 July 2022, only the petitioner was present and represented before the panel by due of Mr. A.H. Olabisi, Director of Legal Service of the petitioner, as well as one barrister Samuel Oyadoyin, the counsel to the petitioner. The respondent was not represented nor present before the panel. Proceeding for the day could not proceed as the panel noted that the panel summon dated 14 July 2022 was only served on the respondent on 15 July 2022 in accordance with the paragraph 4 and 5 of the panel practice direction. Consequently, further proceeding of the day was adjourned to 16 July 2022, while the panel further ordered that the hearing notice be issued on the respondent on the 16 July 2022, and despite the service of the panel order hearing notice on the respondent again did not show up or represented by any counsel in Mohammed Faso Kape 2001 6 NW LRPT 710. The court held thus: where hearing notice is given to a party and he absent himself from the court without excuse, the court does not wait for him indefinitely. Again, the panel was certified that the panel order hearing notice was duly served on the respondent. However, the respondent chose to disregard the hearing notice, which the panel considered to be an act of disrespect to the panel. It must be noted that the case of NIMB vs. UBN 2004-52 WRN 121, the Supreme Court held, loss of respect for the court quickly results in the destruction of our society. The panel is a creation of Section 188, Subsection 4 of the National Constitution of Nigeria, and we therefore brood no such disregard nor disrespect from any quarter, no matter high or low in the society. Oguntoye Faso Adelaja 2010 2 WRN IS C. The Supreme Court held in Ratio 16. A person who was not here but was given ample opportunity of being here, which he failed to make use of, cannot thereafter complain of loss of fair hearing. Fair hearing is not a one-way affair. It affects both parties. See, in Faso Musa 2003, that's 10 WRN L. Indeed, in SAPEM SPA Faso TEFA 2002 16 NWLR Port 793 410 at 430, the Supreme Court held that the principle of fair hearing does not accommodate the notion that the litigants are take inordinate time to prosecute his case. The panel thereafter is very satisfied that the respondent has been given time to appear before the issuance of the hearing notice on the respondent, but that the respondent chose not to utilize the opportunity offered to him by deliberately ignoring the summons, and therefore to his peril and reason why the hearing before the panel was allowed to proceed in respondent absence. At trial, the petitioner called 3 witnesses, i.e. PW1, PW2 and PW3, who gave oral testimony before the panel. It is also important to know that the oral testimony evidence of PW1, PW2 and PW3 were never denied, controverted nor rebutted by the respondent. In fact, the respondent did not file nor have any response nor defense before the panel. Again, the documentary evidence tendered and admitted by the panel, IESB by PW1, PW2 and PW3 were never seeking, rebutted nor denied by respondent. The panel is guided that it is church law that facts which are not controverted nor denied are deemed admitted. Also, the Faso Iyifumi 2013 NWLR Port 684 298 at 337. The Supreme Court held it is settled law that where a party does not join issue, controvert nor deny the case of his adversary, he is deemed to have accepted at home with his adversary cases. The panel is persuaded by the plethora of Supreme Court cases on this issue, and therefore has no doubt that respondent, having not filed his defense, response to the exhibit P1, P2 and P3, and no evidence and testimony of P1, P2 and P3 on the fact and allegation in establishing the allegation in exhibit P1, P2 and P3, the panel find it establishing that the fact of allegation complaint as contained in exhibit P1, P2 and P3 together with the oral testimony of P1, P2 and P3 have been proved and established before this panel. Consequently, this panel find the respondent culpable and indict the respondent of sign Chief Kayode Molade, Chairman, Princess Olanike Olusegun, Secretary, Member, Reverend Father Patrick Ademola Akinjo, Assistant Secretary, Chief Lawa Adekunle, Member, Chief Mrs. Wuraola Adepoju JP, Member, Architect Adebisi Soyombo, Member, Alhaji Timisiyu Akewu Salabamos, Member. Recommendation 2-0. Having considered the report of the 7-man panel considered by the Chief Judge of Oyo State to investigate the allegation of gross misconduct against the Deputy Governor, he was found culpable, indicted of all allegations, all complaints found, proved and upheld. We hereby recommend for the approval of the House pursuant to Section 188, Subsection 9 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, that Deputy Governor of Oyo State, His Excellency General Olaniyan, stand removed from office with effect from today, Monday, 18 July 2022. Mr. Speaker, sir, we hereby beg to report.
The report has been tendered. Majority Leader. The report was tendered. Okay.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, I rise to move that the House should receive, approve, and adopt the report as presented by the Majority Leader. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Adeba Abajide Gabriel, representing the good people of the North State Constituency, to the Jagaban of Net Assembly. I made the second motion report of 7-man panel constitution pursuant to the section 88 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 amendment by the Chief Judge of Oyo State to investigate the allegation of gross misconduct against the Deputy Governor of Oyo State. I do second, sir.
Those in favor that the House do receive and accept the report as tendered by the Majority Leader and the party whip say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Move for adoption of the recommendation.
Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, I rise to move for the adoption of recommendation as presented and ruled by the Speaker. Distinguished colleague, I so move.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the adoption.
In accordance to the recommendations that we have before us, having considered the report of the 7-man panel constituted by the Chief Judge of Oyo State to investigate allegations of gross misconduct against the Deputy Governor, he was found culpable, indicted of all allegations, all complaints found, proved, and upheld. Secondly, we hereby recommend for the approval of the House, pursuant to Section 188(9) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, that the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, His Excellency Engineer Olaniyan, stand removed from the office with effect from today, Monday, 18 July 2022. Those in favor that the House do adopt the recommendation in this report say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. On this day, 18 July 2022, the Deputy Governor, His Excellency Engineer Olaniyan, stands removed from office with immediate effect.